Good morning, students. Today we are going to see occupational therapy. It is another kind of psychotherapy. The introduction occupational therapy mainly focuses on the therapeutic use of work, self care, and play activities to increase the development and prevent disability among patients. So, the occupational therapy mainly not going to use any kind of drugs, not going to use any kind of other substances like electroconvulsive therapy for treatment. It is going to use three things. One is the work, another one is the self-care activities, another one is the play activities to improve the patient's psychosocial health. And this occupational therapy helps the client to adapt the environment by giving some task and helps the client to achieve the independent living in day-to-day life activities and also helps the client to improve the quality of life. And the knowledge of occupational therapy comes from various disciplines like psychology, sociology, anthropology. Also, it comes from other humanistic science. This one principles. So let's see the definition of occupational therapy. The World Federation defines occupational therapy as a profession concerned with promoting health and well-being through engagement in occupation. So by making the client to engage in activities, we are going to help the patient to promote the health and well-being, and also we are help to prevent the disability of the client. The Indian Association of Occupational Therapists given the big definition. We are focusing on the important points in this definition. It is a holistic evidence-based client-centered therapy. So first one is occupational therapy is a holistic evidence-based client-centered therapy. So this occupational therapy starts with the first contact with the patient, or it can be from the referral system. When the client is referred to the rehabilitation system, the occupational therapy can be planned, and this is used as based on the science of occupation. The occupational therapy is working on the base of science of occupation. The main focus of this occupation therapy is to help the client to give goal-oriented activities or occupation. The This will help the client to improve their technological skills, improve their quality of life, improve their autonomy, improve their self-concept, and we are using various technological systems to evaluate the client's progress, to diagnose the client, and to help the client to teach the occupation through education, and also helps the client to learn new skills at various ages according to their ages. So this occupational therapy mainly helps to remove the impairment in their physical, psychosocial, and cognitive impairments, and also it helps the client to improve their quality of life, and the main aim is to prevent disability, promote health and well-being, and helps the client to return to optimum occupational roles. So this is the big definition given by Indian Occupational Therapy Association. You can modify it and you can write according to you. Now let's see the goals of occupation therapy. We have four goals. The main goal is to identify those factors, particularly physical, psychosocial, spiritual, cultural factor, which is affecting the client to do some kind of occupation. These factors has to be identified. For example, the hand muscles are not strengthened, that is physical factor. Patient have lack of attention, that is psychological factor. Patient does not join with the group, that is social factor. So such factors have to be identified, and that factors have to be treated first, so that the patient can join in occupation therapy. Second one is occupation therapy helps the client to complete over their lives and overcome their difficulties. In day-to-day life, we have a lot of difficulties in doing certain activities. So occupation therapist helps the client to overcome such difficulties and helps to complete their life in a very useful way. The third one is we are using various occupation for the treatment medium to improve the quality of the life of clients and also to promote the recovery and to help the client in the rehabilitation. So here the medium is not medicine or electroconvulsive therapy. The medium for treatment is activities, that is occupation. The last goal is it helps the client to build the ability to perform their day-to-day life activities by themselves. The main goal of the occupational therapy is we must make the client to meet their day-to-day life activities by themselves. That is, we should not keep the client completely dependent on some others. Next one is the principles. There are 9 principles of occupational therapy. The first one is select the activity based on the client's interest. What interest the client is having in doing some activities, that kind of activities to be given. Second one is activities selected for occupational therapy should have curative care. The simply don't select any occupation for time pass. Select activities which will really help them in cure their illness. The third one is the purposeful activities should be given, show that the client gain attention and interest. The what activities which will help the client to sustain the interest and attention, such kind of activities to be given to the client. For example, some clients are involved very happily in doing some gardening activities. Give that work to that client. The fourth one is it should preferably lead to an increased knowledge on the patient's part. So a client involving in garden activities. So somebody who knows about gardening should teach the client. So through that, the client does the activity also learn about such activities and gain more information for future purpose. The fifth one is curative activity should be preferably carried out with others such as group. Occupational therapy always done in group activities only. So whenever a client get bored down, whenever the client gets fatigued, the group members will assist and the group members will give support. The next one is the occupational therapist should be carefully studies the patient and knows his or her needs and attempt to meet as many as possible through activity. Any one activity which you are going to give for the client must meet many needs of the client. So occupational therapist role is to identify the needs of the client and the activities has to be given. The seventh principle is the therapist should stop the client to do the activities whenever the client gets any fatigue. Before getting the fatigue, the therapist know that the client's ability is completed. The client should stop the client. The therapist should stop the client to do the activities. The eighth one, we should encourage the client to do activities whenever needed. So if the client do the activity genuinely, that should be supported and encouraged. Ninth one is work. Doing some work is preferred always over idleness. So whether the task completed by the client is up to the quality or not, we cannot expect the client will do all the activities in a very good quality like others who are not having any psychological morbidities. So main concept of occupational therapy is to engage them in some work and not allow them to sit in idle state. So that these are the principles of occupational therapy. The next one is the basic assumptions of occupational therapy. Occupational therapy is very important to develop the holistic health and well-being of the client. The second assumption is it creates structure and organizes our day-to-day life. So through occupational therapy, we know how to live our day-to-day life and it structures our lifestyle. And third one is occupational therapy brings meaning to one's life culturally and personally. So in our culture, when we do some work, then only we get respect. When we are not doing any work, we don't get respect from the society. So occupational therapy helps the client to get this one recognition from the society as well as culture, and also it helps to develop their personality. The fourth assumption is occupations are individualized. Everybody's occupation is individual. Like I know teaching, I can do teaching very effectively. Another person who have skills in the bedside area, they do that very effectively. So see the client's interest and aptitude and plan the activities to be given for the occupational therapy session. So every people value their occupation based on their interest and knowledge. So according to that, we should give the occupation to the therapist. The next important thing is what are the indications of occupational therapy? So occupational therapy is given for treatment of child psychiatric disorder, clients with substance abuse disorders, antisocial personality disorders, dementia, catatonic schizophrenia, paranoid schizophrenia, manic disorder, anxiety disorder, clients with chronic schizophrenia, depression. So these are the indications of occupational therapy, but all the occupations cannot be given for all kind of disorders. Some occupational therapy is needed for some kind of disorders. For example, occupational therapy which involved use of sharp instruments cannot be given for depressive patient and antisocial personality disorder clients because they may harm themselves or they can harm others with this. So plan the therapy according to the patient condition. So next one is setting of the occupational therapy. Occupational therapy can be done anywhere. It can be done in the psychiatric ward. It can be done in the rehabilitation center, in the daycare center, in the schools or in the addiction centers. We can de-addiction centers. We can do occupational therapy. Next one is what are the types of occupational therapy? There are two types. First one is diversional occupational therapy. Second one is remedial occupational therapy. The diversional occupational therapy examples are games and exercise. So the main goal of the diversional occupational therapy is to divert the client from having some kind of hallucination and having some delusional thinking. The patient's the routine day to ward life should be diverted to some kind of outdoor activities. That is the main goal of diversion therapy. So when we divert the client's delusional thoughts, so that will reverse the psychopathology of the client. The next type of occupational therapy is remedial occupational therapy, mainly for curative purpose we are giving. So this activities help the client to live the life very independently and to do the day-to-day life activities by developing the potential skills and promotes autonomy for the client. Examples includes involving the client in carpentry, basket making, cloth weaving, baking, gardening, embroidery, and candle making. So most of the occupational therapy units have all kind of activities as mentioned here. So based on the client's interest and needs and the client's knowledge, we place them in these activities. The next we are going to see the advantages of occupational therapy. It helps the client to build the psychological health, physical health, emotional health, and develop the ego in an integrated way. And also it helps the client to express and deals with the needs and feelings. And also it assists the client to gratification over the frustrated needs. Like everybody want to meet their basic needs by their own earnings. So this occupational therapy will help in that, and it helps to strengthen the weakened ego. The weakened ego will be strength, and we can use the strong ego defenses for coping various problems in our life, and it helps to reverse the psychopathology. It facilitates the personality integration, and it helps to develop more realistic goals in our life, and it helps to develop the good concept. It helps to develop good concept about objects and others, about self, and it provides opportunity to explore the self concepts and object related concepts. The need for what are the nurses role very important. There are various roles nurses has to be performed in occupational therapy. One is encourage the patient to participate in occupational therapy very actively and helps the client to participate in skill development activities such as learning social skills. Next one is facilitates the client to observe demonstration of occupational therapist. What occupational therapist is doing, teaching that the client has to be learned, and for that the facility should be provided by the nurse. The nurse also should coordinate with other therapeutic team members like psychologist, occupational therapist, sociologist, anthropologist. The another role is to encourage the client to develop independent day-to-day living. A nurse's role is expanded to give reward for the successful completion of the task by the client, and we should offer guidance and counseling to the clients whenever needed, and avoid punishments and criticism over the task and activities they are doing, and assist them in good social interaction with other group members, and approaches to be done for the client towards the placement of them in some job. When the patient learns some occupation, when they discharge from the psychiatric hospital, the nurse should help them to find a job related to the occupation which they have learned. So these are occupational therapy. So today we have learned what is occupational therapy, the definition of occupational therapy, the goals of occupational therapy, the basic assumptions of occupational therapy, the principles of occupational therapy, the settings where it can be done, indications of occupational therapy. Also, we have seen the two types of occupational therapy. One is this one, curative remedial, another one is diversion occupational therapy. Also, we have seen the advantages and role of nurses in the occupation therapy. So, this is all about occupation therapy. In the next class, we will see about this one, family therapy we will see. So still then, study occupational therapy, learn more about psychiatric nursing. Take care. Bye bye. Thank you all.